I have your preliminary Mona Lisas, and here is what you need to do next on these. Okay, all of the ones that you did on the computer, make sure that you make them 8.5 by 11. Your watercolor canvas is 8.5 by 11. You need to make it 8.5 by 11. Enlarging it here is just going to make it blurry. So you need to make sure that you can see edges, you can see lines. If it's not clear here, it is definitely going to give you a problem. So I will only accept them when they're clear images. So after you get these done, if you're not able to make those a little bit sharper, we can print that out and then go over it just a little bit with some lines before we actually transfer it. Now in this area here, you've got flowers at the top and the bottom here, but they are not reading as flowers. You need to make these, you need to redo this piece here. You can leave those on and just collage over the top. Find flowers that are really clear. Line art, make sure you're using line art. Line art's important. And paste them over the top because this isn't quite there yet. All right, this is looking good. I like what you did at the bottom. Remember guys, you've got to address the base. You could reposition it by cutting this and putting it at the bottom of another piece of paper and then fill up the top. But you've got to address every area in the piece and make it look intentional. So I think in the background here, you could just do some ambiance kind of color in the back. All right, here we've got Mike Tyson. This looks great. You've added on the side, you've added to make this landscape just a little bit wider so it fills the composition. Now what you need to do is make this look more intentional. I would maybe look up some pictures of boxing rings. Definitely look up boxing gloves. I think those could be a little bit, you could tweak those just a little bit. And then up here on fight, maybe make a banner instead of just writing it there. It needs to look like, yeah, I meant to do that. And remember, a banner, totally easy. Just have to erase out. I think that would look really cool. All right, make that look intentional and tweak those gloves. This one, very cool. I need for you to make the head bigger, probably closer to this size, and the neck is gonna come from over here. So this is about center of the face. I think it could be a little bigger, move it over, and make sure that you're accounting for where the neck actually comes out. Move over. All right, the dog, this is not looking intentional yet. Totally okay for you to trace it, but if it doesn't look intentional, you've got to make some changes. I think that it's probably just not big enough. I think, but I'm not sure, that that's indicating where the chin is. Until you shade that in, I don't think you will know either. And you have to fill out the edges here, so you can either bring these out a little further, or you could put something different in there. You could also like cut it, move Mona to one side, and build it up that way. You've got to do something up here and something down there. You have to account for the spaces. And here, I think you should definitely put dog paws. All right, creepy, very nice. Make sure that you're looking at your space, maybe using some diminishing sizes in there. I know you're gonna do a black background here. For this ribbon or this banner, put a little bit more time into that so that it actually looks like a ribbon. And I can post another video, pretty sure we can find one on YouTube on how to. But that doesn't quite look intentional, and I think you could put in some smaller balloons in there to make it look like it has some diminishing sizes. Okay. This, you've got all this area here that you have to deal with. I would recommend that you cut this off and glue it on another piece of paper. And then up here, you need to make sure that everything looks intentional. So I would look at your phone and see like, okay, how does that text come across? I mean, does it look just like that? You need to make sure it looks intentional, and then what's gonna go right there? Maybe she's got some of her technology in her hand or her glass cleaner. All right, Stewie, one of my favorite characters ever. I think Stewie's head, after looking at it, I think Stewie's head is too small here. I also think that you've got some spaces in here that look unintentional. So you need to make that look intentional. Put something here. And down here, spend a little bit more time making those letters a little bit more pronounced. I love the quote. Quote's perfect. You could have Stewie holding his own head down there. That'd be fine too. If this is where you're going to put this sign here, make that sign not just look like it's part of the paper that you've made the sign. Like, either make it look like, I don't know, it's a brick wall that it's drawn on, or you could make it into one of the banners, but it doesn't quite look intentional just yet. Da 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 da. All right, this area in here, figure out what you're going to do with that. I think the proportion looks great on here. I love that you've got a drum down here that she is playing, and you extended these lines on the fabric. That works perfectly. I also think that you could do something back here, maybe like another the rest of his band. Like